Still have two parts to make. Are you okay with timing right now still? Yeah? Okay. We will try to make it happen in a quick and strong way. So, as we see, not everyone is able to have appointment, and there is a rule, not everyone will succeed in our industry. Okay? So there is this topic. There is people who succeed and others don't. And for this topic, we will have the chance to have Lucinda Campbell-Hatting. Please make a huge applause for her.
Is everybody still awake?
Yes.
Are we doing this?
Yes.
So a lot of this was touched on over the weekend, but we wanted to recap. We often get asked this question. What is the hidden secret? Why is somebody successful, certain people, certain brand partners, and others not? There is no secret. It's just hard work, dedication, doing it, never giving up, and all those beautiful things that we've been talking about the whole weekend. So I'm going to go through this a little bit fast so we can quickly take photos if you want to, so we can move on to the next important thing. The small shifts that lead to big success. Success isn't luck, it's alignment. Once you do the work, it lines up. Once you've done the work, once you've gone through the learning curves, everything falls in place. And we've seen that in the top leaders. They'll say to you that the magic happens all of a sudden when things are aligned, when you've done the work and you've gone through the processes. So keep that in mind. It's just steering the ship a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right to get you on track. Sorry. Here we go. So we've covered the why. I know you're going to go back home and unpack it a bit more and work on it, formulate it, and create it the way you want to. Successful people have clear goals that they want to achieve, and they are committed to their why. Consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Over and over, again and again, they climb the mountain to the top. They commit to climbing this mountain to the top. They stop for breaks, but they never give up. Daily discipline. Now, depending if you've got a couple of hours a week or the whole day to work on your business, you're going to formulate something that consists of simple routines, taking action, and just doing the discipline, doing the daily tasks that you need. Distractions. Isn't that a nice bright ball? It's so colorful. Everybody wants to look at that, right? Be careful of the shiny objects. Be aware of them out there. Now that's scrolling on Facebook, binge watching your favorite Netflix, picking up the call, chatting to the friend, and just not focusing on what the important things is. So stay focused and keep your visions and your goals close to your heart. Being coachable. We touched on that throughout the weekend. And the leaders in the front row here can agree with me. We are always ready to learn more. We do not know everything. So that's important to keep in mind. Be willing to learn. Be willing to expand. Be willing to grow in any way you can. Staying plugged in. I love this image. So stay fully charged. Attend the Zooms. Even if you've been in LifeWave for 6 months and you know exactly what they're going to say, to this day, if I sit in on a Zoom, I learn something new. I pick something up. It might be verbiage that somebody uses differently, so I can explain it next time in a little bit better, different way, or testimony that really touched my heart, and that reminds me of why I'm here and what I'm doing. Training events, live events like we have here. You guys have got a roadshow coming up in the UK. That is amazing. If you can get yourself to any of those events, make the effort. We don't have that in South Africa yet, so you are blessed. So grab it with both hands. Connecting with the community, also on the road shows and the gatherings, that's what happens. So whatever you can do to stay connected. Stay where it's warm. Taking responsibility. We see how that finger points out and 3 shows back at us, right?
Yeah.
Winners and people that are successful are solution driven. They don't make excuses. They find a way. We could have said we didn't have a strong upline. George started in the same time as us, so we were on the same level, right? But we didn't. We made it happen, right? We all worked together to get ourselves there. Realistic expectations. Just be realistic. Give yourself the time to build your business. This is not overnight quick success. This is going to take you 3, 5, 8 years. But what is that in the bigger scheme of things? Imagine where you'll be in 2, 5, 6 years from now. A changed person. So even if this just brings the self-development and the growth forward for something else that you want to do, a bigger dream, a bigger goal, never give up. Never, ever, ever give up. Keep going. Progress can be slow, it can be messy, but it still counts. And you can take breaks in between. Love this image. Please take a screenshot. Yeah. You can be so close and you don't know it. So just keep on doing the work and you'll get there. The diamond is on the other side. Managing your mindset. Once again, just never giving up, never quitting, and just keep that in mind. Feed yourself the positive affirmations and the words that is needed to set you up for success. Self-talk. Now we all do this, right? The little person inside of us, and we talk down on ourselves, and we don't always listen, or we don't always, we're not as kind as we could be to ourselves, and we often don't even realize what we're saying and what we're doing. So be aware, be mindful, and just consistently work on that. And feed yourself as positive as you can. Be careful what you say to yourself, because you are listening. Self-development. Read the books, find the information, grow, expand. Learning never stops. I want you all to take a moment to fill in the blanks. Let's say in 6 months from now, let's say 90 days from now, what would your next rank be? What would you like to achieve in the next 90 days? Write it out, print it out, put it on your mirror. We have it on a coffee machine, on Chris's steering wheel, in the car, wherever we can find a gap to put an affirmation. We have it written down and we see it every day. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And set yourself up for success. These are some nice pointers to keep in mind. Be clear on your why. I think you all got that now. Be properly onboarded. Reach up to your upline and make sure that you have everything that you need to be successful in the business. Create the daily discipline. Income producing activities is what gets us there. Stay plugged into the system. Consistently do the work. Never complain. Come with solutions. Whatever there is, whatever the challenge is, come with a suggestion. Self-development continually happens. Overcome the rejection. We know now we are going to get rejection. Get through the no's quicker and then enjoy the yeses. Manage your mindset. And then we always put people before profit. Bring your heart first and the rest will flow. Never give up. Never give up. There's a beautiful quote to end on with. I'll share one quick story. Do we have some time? I come from the retail space. I had a business in ladies fashion for over 20 years. I loved it. I changed the world and lives of many women through wardrobe and color. And I always knew that it was a calling and a service that I have to give to womanhood. But the industry is cutthroat, backstabbing, and copycat. I was able to create a niche in my industry and just bring some real beauty to women, and I loved every minute. I was successful, I traveled the world. But part of me always knew that there should be more, there should be something different. I can reach more people. And I started looking around. And it's so interesting when we look back in our life. It was probably about 15 years ago where I asked for certain things. A product that can't be copied, something that I can do for the rest of my life, and something that I can help more women with. Little did I know that there is a product that can't be copied, that has a patent, something that I can do for the rest of my life, and something that I can help humanity with. So when Chris showed me the compensation plan, coming from a business and an entrepreneur at heart, I looked at it, and in my world, this made sense. This is what I've been waiting for, and what I refer to as pure white light, magic. It resonated on such a deep level. If I help you, and you help the next person, and that person helps the following person, and we go down, and communities stand together, and we have a product that is patented and protected, and we can heal the world, and we can bring wealth to the world. Imagine what we can do. And that, in short, is my why, and something that I hold on dearly every day. So I hope all of this today and whatever we brought has helped you, and you see the light inside yourself, and you just grab this by the balls and run fast and furiously. Thank you.
Thank you. So guys, there is one thing which I have seen here, is that there is a real unity between structure, and this is important for the next step and the growth of UK. Talking about unity, we will have this topic with Georges Kedouri.
Little surprise for you. So before anything, I want to say thank you to all of you guys turning up, for coming to this event. 6-1 here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But before I say anything else, we've got to say thank you to Alex. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to Horatio. Thank you to... So this is his first event in London, and we just get to know each other. Thank you to audiovisual guy. Thank you. And sadly, Claudia had to go, so even last night after we had dinner, she had to rush off, so I never even got to say goodbye, so please say goodbye to her. I want to... so I have my little notes, so that's why I wander back and forth. So yeah. I want to say thank you to everybody else who spoke on the stage, and I want to really congratulate Jill. She was nervous, she was like, I don't know about this, but I don't think it's going to be the last time she's on the stage. So you're on notice, Jill. You're going to be back on the stage. Lucinda, thank you. If you take one thing from what Lucinda said, we just carry on. We just carry on. Whatever it is, some days, we have, like any business we do in life, we have good days, we have bad days, we have incredible days, we have really boring days. We just carry on. So guys, just think about that. It's very simple stuff, like I said yesterday. Chris, thank you, Chris. He always brings incredible clarity and he shares. Now, there's something Chris told, he gave us a lot of details, but he also told us a lot of stories. So listen, guys. Never make a point without telling a story, and never tell a story without making a point. Use stories. Chris always says, stories sell, facts tell. So, I tell a lot of stories. Right now, I don't know if I'm going to tell you a story because I'm going through these things. So, thank you, Chris. And one of the things that Trey said, which kind of surprised me because he's 23, and he said he meditates. Because 21, forgive me. 21. I wish I was 21 when I came across LifeWave. Yeah, really. So I was kind of surprised that he said he meditates. So that caused me to think. And one of the things that I'm not very good at making lists. I do make lists, but I never get to the end of them. And I do add people to my list, but I've got it's on lots of different papers. So there's kind of a madness in my method, but never mind. What is really important, what I'm very good at, is paying attention to what my mind says. So in between, whether you meditate or whether you don't meditate, but in between sleep and awake and sleep, things will come to your mind. So pay attention to those things. Don't lose those things. Example, for me, with logic and lists, I would have never thought of Dr. Allison because I would never have thought of her. But one day I wake up, Dr. Allison comes to my mind. She's in this room. So pay attention to your mind, guys. So, yes, Alex asked me to talk about growth and unity. So we are growing. We are going little by little, step by step by step, let's say, not little by little, but let's do this and make it bigger more quickly. We have 25% growth, you said, in the UK?
Yeah, and 106 for the last 2 years.
Okay, 106. So we got another 2 years, and let's hope that we're going to see 212 or more. So unity. Now, I always talk about the money. A lot of people are fearful to talk about the money. So this would not we will not be able to help David with his vision to get the patches to 1 billion homes if we're fearful to talk about the money. We can talk about the health as much as we want, but it's a business, and because of the business, these patches reach all over the world. So I'm going to say something. I live on a mountain on an island in the sea. Majorca is the island. And I live on that mountain, and I don't do home meetings, I don't do local meetings. I use my phone, I use WhatsApp, I use Zoom. But, who could ever know, who can ever know, how could I have ever known, and the who can ever know is for you guys. How could I have ever known that because I told Chris, and really, it was a bit more than telling him. I was like, this guy's, he's going to do this with me, but he doesn't know it yet. So, seriously, a bit of a military maneuver. But anyways, so from a mountain on an island in the sea, how could I ever know that Chris and Lucinda and Adelaide, who's not in the picture, and Wilson would go to a township in South Africa? Now, as a kid, I used to read books. I was a Boy Scout, so I read Baden-Powell stuff, and I read all of Wilbur Smith and so on. So I know these names, Limpopo and your South African names. It's all very familiar when I came there. But Chris told me, and if I remember this right, for some reason there was no electricity, he couldn't use his computer. So he thought, what am I going to do? He went to a township with Adelaide, lovely, lovely, tall African lady. And so he thought, I'm going to patch these people. And he said there were people with walking sticks and crutches and so on. So he patched 70 people. Okay, so I want to play this video because look at the reaction. And how could I have ever known that talking from a mountain on an island of the sea, this would have happened? And I'm a talker rather than a... beautiful? I was absolutely knocked out when I saw it. I mean, and I have more than one example. Now, I'm going to say something which Javi Solis, who's my upline, he said to me right at the beginning, and this is a really important thing. I personally taught non-stop for a year in Spanish and in English. I did a lot of calls with Chris, I did a lot of calls with the Spanish people, but what Javi said to me, he said, you want to get in the position where a lot of meetings are taking place in your organization without you being there. So guys, you will do a lot of work in the beginning, but get to the point, help as many people as possible so that they can transmit this in their way, in their language, to their communities. For example, so far, Freeman hasn't called me to join on a call with his people, but I know Freeman's doing, how many meetings are you doing every week?
5 to 10.
Okay, 5 to 10. I would say, I have no idea because this is hard to count, but there's probably at least 200 meetings in my organization every week, whether they're on Zooms or physical meetings, somewhere in the world, in the different countries which I'm connected to. So that's one thing. Get to the point where where you're not needed to be there. Then there's another thing. Excuse me, sorry. I've tricked myself here. Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm in a big hurry, and I'm never in a hurry, so it's important to develop that posture. So, we can be discouraged at the beginning by people's reactions. And we can be left a little bit startled. Why did they say no? Why aren't they paying attention? So, you have to be very constant and very, somebody used the word calm, I think, I'm not sure if it was Alex or Stacy. So you have to be calm in yourself towards growing this, even though you'd sometimes like to take some people by the throat and say, pay attention. So this is really very, very important. Okay. And I guess I would leave you with two things. You guys, we are all the center of our own business. I've had one person I invited, she thought I was her boss. I had the person who invited me, she thought I was her employee. We are all the center of our own business. But it's very important to understand that even though that we're in business for ourselves, we're not in business by ourselves. And yesterday I said, reach out to the upline, reach out to your uplines. If your direct upline can't help you, work your way up till you find your active working upline and let that person help you to get from where you are to where you want to be. So listen, once again, guys, thank you. And what are the dates for London? Oh, he's going to tell us, because I've been waiting to know those dates.
Merci, George.
Thank you so much.